FTM200 welcome to my channel. So here we are looking at the FTM300 on the left and the FTM200 on the right. Now these are very similar in size and design, but they are different. The FTM300 is a dual receive C4FM VHF UHF radio, and the FTM200 on the right is a single receive, but it's also a VHF UHF radio. It does have dual watch, so you can be listening to two bands at the same time, but you'll only hear one that comes through. There is one interesting feature, and that is on the B band you can listen to APRS and TX simultaneously. So I think that's a very good feature, because that's pretty much how I use my Yaesu radios most of the time, which is on the A band I'm listening to my favorite memory channels, and on the B section I'm listening to APRS. So design wise, everyone has a different preference. I prefer the design of the FTM200. I just think it's nicer on the eyes, but the screens are very, very similar but not identical. And if you look at the menu selections, they are different. Now, if you look at the receive frequency, if we start to scroll down some of these specifications, one thing I do know is that, you know, the FT5 has the sort of PMG feature, which is the graphs on the screen that can monitor. Looking at this, 4 bands, it might be 5, but I think it's 4 bands, which you can add from your memory, and you have these vertical graphs. So that's a very neat feature. Well, they've added that into the FTM200. So I think that's a big plus, because, you know, that's a nice feature where you can just sit there, monitor and scan your 5 favorite channels, and they've got a quick button that does this as well, which is here, PMG, just right here. And I think that it interacts with also with this knob, where you can put it into auto mode. Now they both do PDN mode, HRI mode. You can use them with a HRI 200. You know, they're both using the older cable was the SCU20 cable, or the SCU40 kit. I think the new kit is 50. Pretty sure it's 57, is it? But you have to check, 57 or 58. The radio case size is identical. The thing about the FTM300, you do get a lot more for your money, because it includes the Bluetooth unit, and that unit to buy, I think, could be near £100. You don't get that with the FTM200, but they're actually very similar price to buy. If you try and buy both these new at the moment, they're very similar price. So you know, really you're getting more of a bargain with your 300, because you're getting dual band, but you're not getting PMG mode, and it's a different style radio. The other thing is, with the FTM200 you can change the colors like you can with the FT5. You can, you know, make the frequency red, as you can see there, all blue. You can't do that with the FTM300, but you can with the 200. So they're giving us different reasons to buy one or the other. Now, functionality wise, I've got the FTM100, which I would say is virtually the same radio in what it does for you. The 100, you know, it's a VHF UHF dual band radio, but, you know, single receive. So really the FTM200 is a replacement for the FTM100. So let's quickly just scroll down through the frequency range. So frequency range on the 300 is, well, I would say, is identical, 108 to 1000 megahertz. Let's have a look. Mode looks the same. Of course, it works great on C4FM. Will work excellent with your hotspot, the Wires X system. Power supply, I'm not seeing big changes here. So screen size, 2-inch on here. Yeah, both 2-inch. There's your receiver selection there. A lot of the figures are very similar, or if not identical. Looking at the receiver section on the 200, trying to see a difference. They're both showing 222 megahertz on the receiver. And then at the bottom, this is RigPix. I use RigPix all the time. I just think it's handy. They're both, pretty sure they're 50-watt radios. Now, I know that the 200 does 50 watts on VHF and UHF. See if we can see if it does 50 watts on the 300 as well. So looking at the RF output power on the 300, it says 50, high, 25 and 5, and it's the same with the 200. So very similar radios, but not the same. You're getting some different features. It's really hard to decide which one to go for. I mean, the 200 does receive APRS and Beacon TX on the B section, so you'll effectively, if you put dual watch in play and have APRS on the B section, it's going to feel and work very similar to the 300. But yes, with the 300, if you get two come through at the same time, you're going to hear them. But what do we do when we do get two come through at the same time? We turn one of them down and listen to the one we want to hear. Regarding digital received dual band, even the 300, you'll only ever hear one at a time. But if you have analog on the A band, let's say, and digital on the B section, then you're going to hear them both. Or maybe it's the other way around, but you get the idea. So that's it. They've both got the GM group mode. Just looking at here, they've both got the scope, sort of waterfall. Is it not waterfall? More of a scope screen, and all the other functions like digital ID, GPS, APRS, all that kind of stuff. The 200 is the newer model. It'd be interesting to see if it gets a lot quicker. So that's it really. So in the UK, the FTM200 is about £330, and the 300 is about £350, but I am told that's going to go up soon. So bye for now. Thanks for watching my channel. Please hit the like or subscribe button. 7-3, all the best.